Most men never hear this from their doctor, and that's exactly why I want you to listen closely for the next few seconds, because what you do right before arousal can change how long you last almost immediately. And no, I'm not talking about pills, sprays, or anything embarrassing. I'm a urologist. I've worked with thousands of men over 40, 50, even 70. And the biggest mistake I see is that men focus only on the moment instead of the system behind it. If you've ever felt frustrated because your body responds faster than you want it to, or you feel like your control isn't what it used to be, this is not a failure, it's a signal. And today I'll explain exactly how to respond to that signal in a way that respects your body, protects your prostate, and restores confidence quickly. Stay with me, because later in this video, I'll explain why some men feel an immediate difference the very first time they apply this, while others sabotage it without realizing it, and I don't want you to make that mistake. Let me start by clearing something important up. Lasting longer is not about numbing yourself. Any approach that reduces sensation aggressively may seem helpful short-term, but it disconnects your nervous system from proper control, and over time, it often makes things worse. What we care about is regulation, not suppression. Control comes from the nervous system, blood flow, muscle coordination, and prostate health working together. When those systems are inflamed, overstimulated, or poorly regulated, your body rushes to the finish line. When they're calm, supported, and balanced, control naturally improves. That's where this conversation begins. Before arousal even starts, your body is already making decisions. Blood vessels are opening, nerves are signaling, pelvic muscles are tightening, and the prostate begins responding. If the tissues around this area are dry, irritated, inflamed, or overstimulated by friction alone, the body interprets that as urgency. Urgency shortens endurance. Calm extends it. This is why what you apply beforehand matters, not as a trick, but as a signal to your nervous system. One of the simplest but most misunderstood tools is using a clean, skin-safe, non-irritating oil or moisturizer designed to reduce friction without numbing sensation. This is not about chemicals or performance products. It's also about creating a smoother sensory environment so the nerves don't fire too intensely too quickly. When friction drops, overstimulation drops. When overstimulation drops, the brain stays calmer. When the brain stays calmer, control improves. This effect can happen immediately, especially for men whose sensitivity has increased with age. As men get older, skin changes. Testosterone shifts, circulation patterns change, and nerve endings can become either dull or hypersensitive. Many men don't realize that increased sensitivity is common after 40, especially if pelvic muscles are tight or the prostate is mildly inflamed. This combination creates a perfect storm for rapid arousal and loss of control. Reducing irritation before stimulation begins is one of the fastest ways to interrupt that cycle. Now here's where many men accidentally sabotage themselves. They choose products with cooling agents, anesthetics, or strong fragrances. These confuse the nervous system. Instead of calm, the body perceives threat or numbness. The goal is neutral, supportive, and natural. Think of this as preparing the skin and nerves the way an athlete prepares muscles before activity. You're not shutting things down, you're optimizing function. Another critical piece most men overlook is timing. Applying something and immediately jumping into stimulation defeats the purpose. The nervous system needs a moment to register the new sensory environment. Giving your body even 60 to 90 seconds to adjust can significantly improve how your brain interprets touch. That pause alone increases awareness and control, which is why mindful preparation matters more than the product itself. Let's talk about the prostate for a moment, because this gland plays a bigger role in endurance than most men realize. The prostate is involved in fluid production, muscular contractions, and nerve signaling. When it's congested or irritated, reflexes speed up. When it's calm, reflexes slow down. Hydration, regular movement, and gentle pelvic relaxation all contribute to this. Applying something before stimulation that reduces external stress allows the internal systems to follow suit. Pelvic muscles deserve special attention here. Many men unknowingly hold chronic tension in this area, especially men who sit a lot, experience stress, or worry about performance. Tight muscles fatigue faster and trigger reflexes sooner. Anything that encourages relaxation instead of tension helps delay those reflexes. Gentle preparation, slower breathing, and reduced friction all send a message of safety to the body. Safety equals control. You may notice that men who rush are the ones who struggle the most. Rushing is interpreted by the nervous system as urgency. Urgency shortens endurance. Slowing down, even slightly, changes the entire cascade of responses. That is why men often report lasting longer when they stop focusing on the finish and start focusing on regulation. The irony is that letting go of pressure increases performance. I want to address something directly, because many men feel shame around this topic. There is nothing weak or broken about wanting better control. This is a physiological conversation, not a moral one. Just like blood pressure or digestion changes with age, so does sexual response. The men who do best are the ones who adapt intelligently instead of pushing harder. Another immediate improvement many men notice comes from warming the area gently beforehand. Warmth increases blood flow, relaxes muscles, and calms nerves. This doesn't need to be extreme or complicated. Even a warm shower earlier in the day can make a difference. When combined with reduced friction and calm preparation, the effects stack together. Breathing also matters more than most men realize. Shallow breathing speeds up arousal. Slow, deep breathing stabilizes it. If you hold your breath or breathe rapidly, your nervous system interprets excitement and urgency. If you breathe steadily, it interprets control. This is why experienced athletes and performers rely on breath regulation. The same principle applies here. As a urologist, I've seen men in their 60s and 70s regain confidence not by chasing intensity, but by cultivating control. Control is what creates satisfaction, not speed. Many men assume that aging automatically means decline, but in reality, it often means refinement. When you understand your body better, you can work with it instead of against it. It's also important to mention that hydration and electrolyte balance influence nerve sensitivity. Dehydrated nerves misfire more easily. Proper hydration supports smoother signaling. This ties directly into prostate comfort and pelvic muscle function. What you drink during the day affects how your body responds at night. Now let's talk about expectations. Lasting longer doesn't mean forcing yourself to endure discomfort or disconnecting from sensation. It means staying present without tipping into overload. That balance is what creates control. Anything that helps maintain that balance is working with your biology, not fighting it. Some men ask whether this approach is a permanent fix or a temporary tool. The answer is both. Immediate changes can be felt quickly, but long-term improvement comes from consistent regulation. Over time, your nervous system learns a new baseline. That's when confidence truly returns. One of the biggest mindset shifts I encourage men to make is moving from performance anxiety to performance curiosity. Instead of worrying about how long you'll last, observe how your body responds when you slow down, prepare properly, and reduce irritation. Curiosity calms the brain. Anxiety speeds it up. As we move toward the end of this discussion, I want you to understand something deeply. Control is not about domination of the body, it's about partnership. When you treat your nervous system with respect, it responds with stability. When you rush, ignore signals, or push through tension, it responds with urgency. Men who last longer consistently are not doing something extreme. They're doing something intelligent. They prepare their body. They reduce unnecessary stimulation. They breathe. They stay hydrated. They respect recovery. And most importantly, they remove shame from the equation. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this: your body is not betraying you, it's communicating with you. When you respond with calm, preparation, and understanding, control becomes natural again. And finally, I want to say this directly to you. You are not alone in this experience, and you are not late to improving it. Many men don't start paying attention to these details until their 50s or 60s, and yet they see meaningful improvement because they finally listen instead of forcing. Aging well is not about pretending nothing changes. It's about adapting wisely. If you approach your body with patience instead of pressure, with preparation instead of panic, and with curiosity instead of shame, you don't just last longer. You feel better. You feel calmer. You feel more confident. And that confidence carries into every other part of your life. That's what healthy control really looks like.